Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is Friday, the 21st day of April. It's National Rendering Day. What does that mean?
Like a rendering truck?
I don't know. Or like an image is rendering, like if you're saving something. I don't know. National Clean Out Your Medicine Cabinet Day. It's important to do that once in a while. And don't throw medicine away. Return it to a pharmacy. That's how you do that.
Nobody does that.
But that's what you're supposed to do. You don't flush it down the toilet
I
for
understand
sure.
that's what you're supposed to do, but who takes the time?
If you're going to go to the pharmacy anyway to get new medicine, just
Who
take
goes
it
to the
with you.
pharmacy?
What do you do? Would you stop it? National Yellow Bat Day today. I think that's the yellow plastic bat that you'd play wiffle ball with. I think that's what that is. I've never seen a yellow actual bat. National Chocolate Covered Cashews Day.
Yummy.
And National Kindergarten Day. And my guest today, I'm super excited to visit with Lance Bass. He was
very
super
cool.
popular with this little band he was in. It was called, what was it again? NSYNC.
Yes,
yeah?
he was.
And he was almost the youngest person to go to outer space. And I'm going to chat with him about that and why that didn't happen. But he's got a fun new project called The Last Soviet. Very interesting. We're going to chat all about that coming up.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Parents and kids disagree on the right age to become financially independent. A new report from Bankrate found that while young adults said 21 is a good age to start paying some of their own expenses, older generations are more likely to think their kids should be completely financially independent by then, completely by 21. Meanwhile, 68% of parents say they are sacrificing their own financial well-being to help support their deadbeat kids. Okay, I added the deadbeat part. They just said they're grown children. Separate report found that parents are spending more than $1,400 a month on average helping their adult children make ends meet. $1,400 a month?
That's
Holy
insane.
Cow. If that were the case, I would just say, move back home.
Yep.
Stay here.
It's a lot cheaper to have them at home.
Because if you're embarrassed to be at home, you're going to fix this. But if I'm just paying for you, you're never going to fix this.
Exactly.
All right, off my soapbox. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know? As little as 5 minutes of exercise could help smokers quit. Yeah, according to a study. Researchers found that moderate exercise like walking significantly reduced the intensity of a smoker's nicotine withdrawal symptoms.
I could see that.
So what was the thing we didn't we just read a thing? Wasn't it like for losing weight or whatever? It wasn't like 15 seconds or something? It was a minimal amount. And we said,
it's not much like, we can't do that.
It was less than a minute. We were like, we could do that. We could easily do that.
And we haven't, not once.
And you know how many times we've done it since we learned that?
Never.
Like a month ago? 0. Not a single time.
Not one.
It wasn't hard. I got to scroll back in our show notes. You know you can do that. You can look back. I have to look back in the show notes and see if I can find out what it was. But it was like, if you take 25 seconds a day, and I'm like, who's got 25 seconds? I got time like that. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Rollins is back after surprising Law & Order SVO fans last year by exiting the crime drama after 12 seasons. Kelly will reprise her role as Detective Amanda Rollins for the show's upcoming Season 24 finale. NBC.
24.
Yeah, NBC says that her character will be pregnant when she returns. She's also appearing on the forthcoming episode of Law & Order Organized Crime. So there you go. HBO has given series order to Given a series order to another Game of Thrones spinoff? Okay. So they're ordering another
Really?
series. Why wouldn't they just say that? It's called A Knight of Seven Kingdoms, The Hedge Knight. I don't know what any of that means.
You know, we haven't seen any of those.
No, I've
they
been told
must
it's really
be
good. Yeah.
Really, really good because they just keep doing more and
House
more
of
and
Dragon Season 2 is expected in the fall of next year. So, I don't know. I don't know if I could wait that long. If I really liked it, that'd be tough.
more. I don't know if I can
Big
wait
screen,
that
little
long.
screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. A woman has pleaded not guilty. Is that how you say it, or would you say pled? Has pled not
Pleaded.
guilty.
Pleaded.
Doesn't that sound funny, though?
It does.
I always hear
sound
that
funny.
in the news, and I was like, wouldn't it be pled not guilty? But apparently pled is not a word. I don't know. A woman has pleaded not guilty to zipping her boyfriend into a suitcase where he
Whoa.
suffocated to death
Oh
during
my
a game
gosh.
of hide and seek.
Oh my
Yikes.
gosh.
Yeah. So she's saying not guilty. What, did he zip himself in there?
Well, she probably didn't think he was going to die.
Well,
if they
I'm
were
sure
playing
she
hide
didn't
and
think
seek,
that.
it wasn't. So she's saying, "I'm not guilty of murder."
Okay. Well, whatever it is, that's bad. Hey, don't hide in a suitcase. It's a bad idea. I mean, I didn't think I'd ever have to say that out
Jeez.
loud. A weird fact here. People who feel an urge to correct other people's grammar are actually suffering from a form of OCD called grammar pendatral syndrome.
Okay.
Grammar pendatry syndrome. I think I said it wrong the first time. And whoever has that is probably very angry.
They're probably correcting you silently.
They probably can't listen to me at all because I mispronounce things a lot. I don't mean to. I'm just an idiot. That's all. And one final story here. Ever suffer from epistaxis?
No.
I bet you have. EPISTAXIS. Epistaxis is actually the medical name for say it out loud if you know it. Everybody? A nosebleed. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, nosebleeds
And
are
no, I
usually...
have not.
You've never had a
I've
nosebleed?
never had a nosebleed.
No kidding?
Never, not once.
I've had as many as 5 in one day. So
Really?
yeah. Yeah. I've got problems. Anyway, it's a medical name for a nosebleed. While nosebleeds are usually more annoying than painful, you want to stop them as soon as possible so you don't, bleed all over the place. Here's a doctor's from Harvard Medical School suggestion. Start by tilting your head forward so you stop the blood from flowing down your throat. So I've always tilted my head backwards. That's where I'm going wrong.
That is so bizarre.
Then slide them down to the drop-off where the bone gives way to the cartilage and pinch. Okay, so put your fingers and thumb on your nose and pinch there. And hold a little pressure until the bleeding stops. Well, why haven't I done that? I've got all this info in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit today with Lance Bass from NSYNC to Out of This World. We've got him on the line right now, and he's the host of a new docuseries, The Last Soviet. Lance, this looks fantastic. And when did you put this together? How long have you been working on this project?
We have been recording since November. We just finished. Well, actually, we hadn't even finished yet. I still have to button up the last episode. But it has been a labor of love for sure. It is an incredible story about this cosmonaut, Sergei Krikalev, who got stuck in space for 313 days as his country fell apart and communism fell. So he went up a Soviet and came down not knowing what his country was.
People have heard of Space Station Mir, and he was on there for almost a year, wasn't he?
Yeah, 313 days, and he had a decision to make. He had a baby daughter back home, and they told him, look, you can come back down to Earth now, and then leave the station to an unknown fate, which of course would eventually crash on Earth and burn up in the atmosphere, or you stay and man the station, the last piece of the Soviet Union. And he decided to be that patriot and keep the space station alive for 313 days as his country completely collapsed.
And the thing that's fascinating to me, as I've had a chance to listen to part of this, it almost feels like a movie, but it's real. This is all stuff that really happened.
Yeah, and that's what I love about documentaries. They really immerse you into the story. So with sound effects and all old interviews, you put your headphones on and you really disappear into this world, and you'll get so many goosebumps.
And you have been fascinated with outer space since you were a little kid. And I'm reading here that you were so close to making it to go to outer space. What was it like to get that call when you found out I don't get to go? That had to be awful.
Yeah, it was not the best day of my life, but I had almost finished training. I had a week left to go before my launch. All my experiments and clothes were already on the ISS, ready for me to get there. And then the week before my launch, my mission got canceled. So it was, very disappointing, but just the training alone was just incredible. And I did so many mock missions that I did feel like I did my mission, but it would have been nice to have been able to complete that lifelong goal.
And at that time, you would have been the youngest person in space, and there's some people younger than that now, but at the time, that would have been kind of a cool thing, too.
Yeah, and that was the whole reason they chose me. They wanted the youngest person to go to space because, in 2002, with the shuttle was gone and, just no one really cared about space anymore. So they wanted to really reinvigorate the young generation in space, math, and science. So they chose me to be that guy.
And the cool thing is, you mission accomplished. You did that even without going to space. So mission accomplished. Good job.
Oh, thank you.
Now, this new project that you're working on, The Last Soviet, again, this is something people can sit down and kind of listen to when they've got time. How many episodes are in this docuseries?
Yeah, it's an 8-part series, and it releases every Wednesday, and I think we're on episode 3 right now. And in fact, I hadn't even finished the last episode yet. We've been recording for so long. But yeah, it gets dramatic. And it's definitely one of those. I mean, I like to listen to it in 2 different places. I love doing it on the treadmill. When I'm working out, you're just so fascinated, and you'll get like gasps. Like, oh my gosh. But then also, I love listening to it as I get in bed and get ready to go to sleep. It's something that rocks.
Again, it's called The Last Soviet. I'm going to throw a link to make it really easy to find. After doing this, do you feel like maybe more docuseries of projects will be in your future? Do you kind of like doing this project?
I do. Definitely a big part of my life now. I have, my regular show, Frosted Tips, which has been so much fun, where we interview your favorite teen idols from back in the day. But I also have my next, which is a comedy with Jason Alexander and some of the best comedy actors ever. And it's a true story about the Ingleside Inn, this little boutique hotel in Palm Springs in the 70s. So that was fun because it has a lot to do with music. We got to play a lot with 70s music. But yeah, and I hope this series right here leads us to talking more about historical figures. I think it's beautiful to be a part of.
I love it. Thank you so much for your time today, sir. I appreciate it.
Of course. Good to talk to you.
Again, Lance Bass, and he's the host of a new docuseries, The Last Soviet. I'm going to throw a link to make it super easy to find. It's on it's a podcast through iHeart. I've got a link to it in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Each year, 16,000 people are injured by escalators. Well, now I'm going to be afraid to get on one. I've seen people that are afraid.
I have seen people, and I've seen people hurt. Like,
have you really?
Oh, yeah.
I saw one where somebody was tumbling down an escalator that was going up, and they just kept tumbling.
They just kept tumbling. Yeah, I've seen that video. That's hilarious.
I thought that, now I've got new nightmares. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
4 Batmobiles were built for the Batman. So the latest one, 4 of those were built. Okay. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In a survey, people in Sweden, Japan, and Canada were more likely than Americans to know the population of the United States.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know the population of the United States?
No.
Well, there you go. Proof positive. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Almost is the longest word in the English language with all of the letters in alphabetical order. Well,
Okay.
that's cool. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
An automobile airbag fills in about 1/20th of a second, so it just pops right out.
That's crazy
Boom.
fast.
It is. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by Mintervention.com. Heidi, 80% of the time you eat this food, you are away from home and eating out. And this is something you always order wherever we go. What is it?
French fries.
Yeah. We actually have places that we can't go because
their fries are no good.
it's like, yeah, those fries are awful. I'm like,
I
but everything else
choose
is
all
good.
restaurants based
Yeah.
on French fries.
She does.
Always
Now-
have.
Now you know why she's married to me. So
What does that mean?
I don't know. You choose me because I also like French fries. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Meat manufacturer Oscar Mayer has announced its Wienermobile is being transformed into a Las Vegas wedding chapel. I think this already happened, actually, because it
Oh
says
my
this
gosh.
weekend, and I think it was last weekend. The legendary hot dog-shaped vehicle, which I've been inside of that, by the way.
Yes,
it's
you
pretty cool.
have.
Did you get in there too?
Yes, I did.
It's pretty cool. It's like a big RV, but it looks like a giant hot dog.
I
It's
wouldn't
gonna
want to get married in
No,
one.
me neither. Parked outside the Little White Wedding Chapel in Las Vegas, and it says tomorrow and Sunday. I guarantee you this is already done. For the Wienermobile of Love event. Couples who signed up for a
Wow.
time slot will be treated to an all-expense paid wedding ceremony outside the Wienermobile, led by Oscar Mayer employees known as hot doggers. Each ceremony will feature performances by a Wiener Whistle Quartet and serve up a
Oh my
wonderfully
gosh.
odd Wiener cake, according to the company. So, you know what? I don't know how much time they spent putting that together, but here we are talking about it, so they got their money's worth. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Friendliest cities, according to this, ranking the 53 cities worldwide based on their friendliness to the non-friendliness. And this is to people who are not local. So like if you're visiting there.
Okay.
We'll start at number 10. Copenhagen, Denmark is the 10th friendliest city. Dublin, Ireland, 9. 8, San Francisco, USA. 7, Melbourne, Australia. 6, Montreal, Canada. Number 5, friendliest city, New York, USA. I cannot believe that one.
I
Number 4,
really can't.
Manchester, UK. 3, Edinburgh, UK. 2, Sydney, Australia. And who do you think is the friendliest in all of the land?
I have no idea.
Toronto, Canada.
Okay.
Yeah. Other countries, by the way, in the top 10, Amsterdam, Netherlands was 11, Auckland, New Zealand, 12, Singapore, 16. Singapore is just a country, so they didn't have a city there, just all of Singapore, apparently. I've got the entire list and the unfriendliest cities in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap, cheap, cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today is from W.C. Fields. I like W.C. Fields.
Me too.
He said, If at first you don't succeed, try again, then quit. There's no point in being a fool about it.
That's right.
I think that's funny. W.C. Fields, our quote of the day for today, courtesy of insurancechicken.com. They know a little thing or two about quotes, by the way, but there's our insurance quotes. See? Huh?
I see what you did there.
Insurancechicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is categorized as good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. Police arrived to pull a Jeep out of a lake. They found a missing woman inside, still alive.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So this happened in Texas.
Oh, my
There's a Jeep
gosh.
submerged in a lake. When they got there, they found a woman inside this vehicle. And again, like I said, she was still alive. A fisherman saw this Jeep, a black Jeep, submerged in the south side of this lake. He called 911, told dispatchers, hey, there's a Jeep about 40 feet from the boat ramp.
Wow.
Deputies and a local wrecker crew came about 20 minutes later, so they weren't in a huge rush because they didn't realize there was somebody in there. They start preparing to remove the Jeep, and they discovered there's somebody in there. The woman was rescued safely from the vehicle. EMS took her to a local hospital.
Somebody was watching out for her.
Yeah, no kidding. And I see images here because I'm looking at the story. There's just like maybe 6 inches of this Jeep, maybe 9 inches of the Jeep, whatever, sticking out of the water. It's like it's underwater. It's submerged completely other than the roof. During the incident, it was determined the woman was listed as a missing person as well. She'd been reported missing at 12:35 on Friday. She was found and rescued several hours later.
Wow.
It is unknown how long she was inside the submerged vehicle or how it even ended up in the lake. Did they ask her? It says, given the details of the case, we're unable to release any more information at this time. Okay, that's why. How weird is that? And how lucky for her, some guy decided to go fishing early in the morning.
Jeez.
Because I guarantee you, she wouldn't have lasted in there a whole lot longer.
Oh, no, for sure. That's just horrifying.
Because there couldn't have been that much air in there. And again, how amazing is it?
It's not often that you hear about a submerged vehicle and a survivor.
Yeah, that is what a beautiful, wonderful, amazing, good news story. If you come across something like that, I would love it if you'd share it. You can do that right at the bottom of the page at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.